You know, I've been thinking about something lately. How many times have you let someone else's words completely ruin your day? Someone cuts you off in traffic. A coworker makes that comment. Your phone buzzes with a message that just sets you off. And suddenly, your peace is gone. Just gone. But here's what I've learned, and this changed everything for me. Nobody can take your peace unless you hand it to them. Stay with me here, because what I'm about to share isn't just theory. This is about reclaiming something that's rightfully yours. Your calm, your center, your unshakable core. Let's begin. When was the last time you went a full day without getting irritated by someone? Can't remember, right? That's because most of us are living in an invisible prison. And the crazy part? We built it ourselves. See, from the time we're kids, we're taught this lie. This idea that our emotions are just things that happen to us. Like weather. Someone does something and we get angry. Automatic. No choice in the matter. But here's the truth that'll set you free if you let it sink in. You are not a puppet. And other people aren't holding your strings. Think about it. Two people go through the exact same situation. Same words, same actions, same everything. One person loses their mind, the other barely blinks. What's the difference? The difference is that one person believes they have no choice. The other knows better. Drop a comment right now, be honest. How often do you feel like your emotions control you instead of the other way around? Because that's the first step. Admitting it, seeing it clearly. Here's something fascinating that science has shown us. When something triggers you, your amygdala, that's the emotional center of your brain, fires up immediately. It's ancient, primal. But here's what's wild. That initial chemical surge, that pure emotional reaction, it lasts exactly 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Think about that. The actual biological response to a trigger is less than 2 minutes. But most of us, we're still angry 20 minutes later, an hour later. Some of us carry anger for days, weeks, years. Why? Because we feed it. We replay the moment. We imagine what we should have said. We build entire conversations in our heads. But between that trigger and your response, there's a space. And in that space, man, in that space is everything. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Nazi concentration camps, discovered this truth in the worst conditions imaginable. He said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. Let that sink in for a second. A man who endured unimaginable suffering discovered that even in hell, you still have choice. Here's something you can do right now, today, the next time something triggers you. I call it the 3-breath reset. Breath 1, notice, I'm feeling triggered right now. Breath 2, name it. This is anger, this is frustration, this is fear. Breath 3, choose, how do I want to respond to this? 3 breaths. That's all it takes to step out of that automatic reaction pattern. I want to hear from you. What's the situation where you most need this practice? Work, family, relationships? Let me know in the comments. Now, let me tell you about something that happened on a film set once. There was this person just relentlessly negative, criticizing everything, making everyone uncomfortable, and I watched how people responded. Some got defensive, some got angry, some tried to argue back. But then I remembered something a teacher once told me, changed my whole perspective. She said, when someone throws dirt at you, they're showing you what's in their hands, not what's in your heart. People only throw at you what they're already carrying. Think about that for a second. The person who constantly criticizes, they're drowning in self-judgment. The one who lashes out, they're overwhelmed by pain they haven't processed. The one who tries to control everything around them, they feel completely out of control inside. Quick question for you. Who's the most difficult person in your life right now? Drop their first initial in the comments, I'm curious. I'm not saying this to excuse bad behavior. I'm saying it so you can stop taking it personally. Because when you understand that their behavior is about them, not you, it loses its power. I had someone once tell me I was wasting my potential by pursuing what I was passionate about, that I should be more practical. And for a moment, I felt that doubt creeping in. But then I asked myself, where is this coming from? And I realized this person had given up on their own dreams. They'd chosen practical and ended up bitter. So when they saw me pursuing what I loved, it confronted them with their own choices, their own regrets. Their criticism wasn't about me, it was about them. And the moment I saw that, it stopped hurting. Here's where it gets interesting. Why do some criticisms hit us hard while others roll right off? Because we're attached to something that can be threatened. If someone calls you stupid and you're secure in your intelligence, it's meaningless. But if some part of you doubts your intelligence, if there's a wound there, that comment will cut deep. You're not upset because of what they said. You're upset because part of you fears it might be true. Lao Tzu said something profound. Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. So let me ask you, what are you attached to? What button gets pushed that sends you into a spiral? Comment below. Sometimes just naming it takes away its power. Now, when you truly understand that people's negativity is about their pain, not your worth, something shifts. You stop feeling hurt. You start feeling compassion, not in a condescending way, but in a genuine human way. Compassion doesn't mean absorption. This is crucial. You can understand someone's pain without taking it into your body. You can see their struggle without making it your struggle. Their anger is their burden, not yours to carry. You know what drives people absolutely crazy? Not anger, not arguments, not fighting back. Silence. Real, deliberate, powerful silence. Have you ever won an argument and still felt empty afterward? Like, what did I even gain from that? Drop a yes in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Let me tell you about a time I learned this lesson the hard way. Years ago, someone said something about me publicly, something that wasn't true, something designed to get a reaction. And man, I felt that pull, that urge to respond, to defend myself. I even wrote out a response, crafted it carefully, but before I sent it, I asked myself, what am I really trying to accomplish here? And I realized I wanted to win. I wanted to be right, but none of that would give me peace. So I didn't send it. I just said nothing. And you know what happened? The noise died down. The drama faded. And I still had my peace. That's when I understood sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Think about that. When someone tries to drag you into their chaos and you stay calm, you've already won. Comment below. What's the hardest situation for you to stay silent in? Arguments with family? Rude people online? But here's what's important to understand. Not all silence is created equal. There's reactive silence where you shut down out of fear. That's not what we're talking about. Then there's strategic silence where you consciously choose not to engage because you've assessed the situation and determined that silence serves you better. One comes from weakness, the other comes from strength. Here are the situations where silence is your greatest weapon. When someone's trying to provoke you emotionally, they want a reaction. Don't give them the satisfaction when the argument has no productive outcome. Sometimes people don't want to understand, they want to fight. When you've already stated your truth once, you don't owe anyone repeated explanations. when engaging would compromise your peace. Your peace is not negotiable. There's a story about Buddha that illustrates this perfectly. A man came to him and hurled insults, aggressive, personal attacks, trying to make Buddha react. Buddha just sat there, calm, listening, silent. Finally, the man asked, "Did you not hear me? Why don't you respond?" Buddha replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man thought for a moment. "It stays with the person who offered it." "Exactly," Buddha said. "You have offered me insults. I do not accept them. They remain with you. You don't have to accept what people throw at you. Their anger, not accepting it. Their negativity, not accepting it. Their attempts to provoke you, not accepting it. It's theirs. Let them keep it." Here's a practice that saved me countless times. When someone says something that bothers you and you feel that urge to respond, wait 24 hours. Just 24 hours. Write the response if you need to. Get it out of your system. But don't send it. Sleep on it. Let the emotions settle. Then revisit it the next day and ask, do I still need to send this? 9 times out of 10, you won't. Try this challenge. Next time you're triggered, commit to the 24-hour rule before responding. Then come back and tell me how it changed your perspective. This is going to sound strange, but you are not your emotions. You have emotions, you experience them, but you are not them. There's a part of you, I call it the observer, that can watch anger rise without becoming angry. Drop a comment if you've ever had a moment where you felt like you were watching yourself from outside. That's what we're talking about. Your mind is like the sky, vast, open, clear. Emotions are like clouds passing through. Some are dark and heavy, anger, fear, grief. Some are light and fleeting, joy, excitement. But the sky doesn't change. You are the sky, not the clouds. When you really understand this, not just intellectually, but experientially, you gain a kind of freedom most people never touch. I remember the first time I really got this. I was in the middle of a frustrating situation. Someone had let me down, and I felt that anger rising. Hot, intense, consuming. And then, for just a second, something shifted. It was like I stepped back in my mind and watched myself being angry. But there was this space, this awareness that was watching all of it. And from that space, I realized, oh, this is just anger. It's happening, but it's not all of me. That was the moment everything changed. Studies show that simply labeling an emotion reduces its intensity by up to 50%. 50%. Just by saying, I. Notice I'm feeling angry right now. Not, I am angry, but I'm feeling angry. See the difference? One is identification, the other is observation. Try this right now. Think of something that's bothering you. Now say out loud, I notice I'm feeling. How does that shift things? Let me know in the comments. Here's the framework. 1, pause, take a breath. 2, notice, I'm feeling, name the emotion. 3, locate. Where do I feel this in my body? 4, observe, watch it, don't resist it, don't feed it. 5, choose. How do I want to respond from my highest self? Let me give you a real-world example. Someone criticizes your work in a meeting. Harsh, public, unfair. Without the observer, immediate defensiveness, anger, hurt, rumination for days. With the observer, pause, breath. I notice hurt arising and anger. I feel it in my chest. Interesting. My ego feels threatened. Do I need to respond right now? See how different that is? Tell me, what emotion is hardest for you to observe without getting swept away? Anger? Fear? Shame? Drop it in the comments. Let me ask you something. How many times have you said yes when you meant no? Comment right now if you're someone who struggles with this. Just drop a hand emoji so I know you're following along. Here's what I've learned, and this lesson cost me years of exhaustion. You cannot protect your peace without boundaries. I don't mean walls. I mean healthy, clear, compassionate boundaries. And for the longest time, I didn't get this. I thought being good meant being available to everyone. You know what that got me? Burned out, resentful, empty. Because giving without boundaries isn't generosity, it's self-abandonment. Here's what most people don't understand. Boundaries teach people how to treat you. If you accept disrespect, you're teaching them that disrespect is okay. If you always say yes, you're teaching them that your time has no value. Brené Brown says it perfectly. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. You will disappoint people when you set boundaries. Some will call you selfish. Some will test your limits. Some will leave. And that's okay, because the people who truly value you, they'll respect your boundaries. And the ones who don't, they were only there for what they could take from you anyway. Tell me, have you ever lost a friendship or relationship because you set a boundary? Drop your story below. A healthy boundary sounds like, I value our friendship, but I can't be available at midnight. Let's talk tomorrow. I understand you're frustrated, but I won't accept being spoken to that way. I'd love to help, but I don't have the capacity right now. That doesn't work for me. Notice something? These statements are clear and direct. Use I statements. Don't over-explain and leave no room for negotiation. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone an elaborate explanation for your boundaries. When you first start setting boundaries, people will test them. They'll push back. They'll guilt trip you. They'll see if you really mean it. And this is where you must hold firm. Because if you cave, you're teaching them that your boundaries are negotiable. But if you hold steady, if you calmly and consistently enforce your boundary, they'll eventually accept it. Practice right now. Think of one boundary you need to set, write it out in the comments, make it real. Here's something most people miss. Boundaries aren't just for other people. You need boundaries with yourself. I don't work past 7 p.m. I don't scroll social media for more than 30 minutes a day. I don't engage in negative self-talk. What's one boundary you need to set with yourself? Share it below. Now let me ask you something. Think about someone who hurt you, someone who betrayed you, someone you haven't forgiven. Feel that? That heaviness in your chest? Be honest in the comments. How long have you carried resentment towards someone? Months? Years? The Buddha said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Think about that visual. You're drinking poison and somehow expecting them to suffer from it. That person who hurt you, they're probably not thinking about you right now. They've moved on. But you're still carrying them. They hurt you once, but you hurt yourself 1,000 times by holding on to it. I'm going to be vulnerable with you here. There was someone in my life who betrayed me deeply, and I held on to that anger for years. And you know what all that did for me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Until one day, I realized I'm not holding on to this anger to punish them. I'm holding on to it because letting go feels like forgetting. And that was the breakthrough. Because letting go isn't forgetting. It's not saying what they did was okay. Letting go is saying, I'm not going to let this define my life anymore. Have you ever held onto anger because letting go felt like betraying yourself? Talk to me in the comments. Letting go does not mean forgetting, saying it was okay, allowing them back into your life. Letting go does mean releasing your attachment to the pain, choosing your future over your past, freeing yourself from the emotional prison. It's for you, not for them. Here's a practice that worked for me. The letting go ritual. 1, write it all out. Everything you're holding on to. All the hurt, all the anger. 2, Read it aloud. 3. Ask the question, what would my life look like if I released this? 4. Make the decision. Say out loud, I choose to let this go. Not for them, for me. 5. Burn the paper. Watch it turn to ash. 6. Repeat as needed. Here's something most people don't realize. Underneath anger is usually grief. Grief for the relationship you thought you had, the person you thought they were, the future you imagined. And grief needs to be felt. Give yourself permission to grieve, to cry, to feel the sadness. Because once you let yourself grieve, the anger often dissolves on its own. What are you grieving underneath your anger? Sometimes naming it is the first step to healing. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine waking up tomorrow, and when you think about that person who hurt you, you feel nothing. Not anger, not pain, just indifference. How light would that feel? That's what's waiting for you on the other side of letting go. True freedom is when you can remember what happened without feeling what happened. And that's possible. I promise you, it's possible. Drop a dove emoji in the comments if you're committing to letting something go. Animals react, humans respond. But if you look around, most people are living like animals. Quick poll in the comments. Are you more of a reactor or a responder? When something triggers you, your amygdala lights up instantly. That's a reaction, automatic, emotional. But when you pause, even for just a few seconds, you activate your prefrontal cortex. That's a response, intentional, chosen. The difference between the two is literally a few seconds, but the outcome, completely different. Let me tell you about a time I reacted and immediately regretted it. Someone publicly criticized my work, called it pretentious. My immediate reaction, hot anger. I fired back with a comment designed to hurt. And you know what? It felt good for about 5 seconds. Then I felt like garbage. That moment taught me, reactions create regret. Responses create respect. Here's the simplest practice I can give you. Before you respond to anything that triggers you, count to 3. Just 3 seconds. Breathe in. 1. Breathe out. 2. Breathe in. 3. In those 3 seconds, you're switching from reaction mode to response mode. 3 seconds can save you hours of cleanup, days of regret, years of damaged relationships. Here's something I do now before responding to anything heated. I ask myself 3 questions. 1. Will this matter in a week? 2. What outcome do I actually want here? 3. What will I be proud of tomorrow? These 3 questions short-circuit the reaction pathway. Ask yourself, do I want to be right or do I want to be at peace? Most of the time, you can't have both. Who's committing to the 24-hour rule? Drop a hand emoji. This one practice alone can save relationships. When you master this, when you become someone who responds instead of reacts, something profound happens. People can't manipulate you anymore. You become unshakable, not because you don't feel, but because you don't let feelings dictate your actions. That's real power. What's the one area you're committing to? Tell me in the comments. You know what's frustrating? People who watch videos like this know all the philosophy, and their life doesn't change at all. Because knowing is not enough. You have to practice. Quick reality check in the comments. How many self-help books have you read versus how many practices have you actually implemented? The gym for your mind is daily practice. Let me share what's worked for me. My morning practice. 15 minutes total, 5 minutes. Stillness. Just breathing, just being. 5 minutes gratitude. 3 things I'm genuinely grateful for. 5 minutes. Intention. Setting. Who do I want to be today? And that's it. 15 minutes. But those 15 minutes determine the next 23 hours and 45 minutes. What does your morning look like? Tell me in the comments. Here's what most people get wrong. They think they need to meditate for an hour, do elaborate rituals. That's not sustainable. I'd rather you do 5 minutes every single day than 60 minutes once a week. Micro practices you can do throughout the day. The 3-breath reset, 30 seconds. The pause practice, 5 seconds. The gratitude moment, 30 seconds. These take almost no time, but done consistently, they rewire your brain. What's one existing habit you could stack a micro practice onto? Share it in the comments. Just as important as the morning practice is the evening reflection. My evening practice, 5 minutes. 3 questions. 1. What challenged me today? 2. How did I respond? 3. What will I do differently tomorrow? No judgment, just observation, just learning. James Clear talks about the 1% improvement philosophy. If you improve by just 1% each day, you'll be 37 times better in a year. You don't need massive changes. You need micro improvements, consistently applied. What's one 1% improvement you can commit to this week? Just one. Share it below. Let's be real. You're going to mess up. You're going to react when you meant to respond. That's not failure. That's being human. Missing one day doesn't ruin your progress. Quitting does. Comment in if you're committing to this journey. Here's what I want you to understand. This isn't a quick fix. This is a lifestyle. You're committing to continuous practice, continuous growth. Just so you know what to. Week 1, awareness. You'll start noticing patterns. Month 1, small wins. You'll catch yourself a few times. Month 3, new normal. The practices start feeling natural. Month 6, identity shift. You start seeing yourself differently. Year 1, transformation. People notice. You notice. Where are you right now in this timeline? Let me know in the comments. If I could only give you 3 non-negotiable practices. 1, the morning stillness, 5 minutes. 2, the pause practice, 3 seconds before responding. 3, the evening reflection, 5 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes bookending your day. Do these 3 things consistently, and everything else will fall into place. Okay, here's what I want you to do right now. In the comments, write, for the next 30 days, I commit to, and then write your specific practice. Be specific, be realistic, be public. I'm waiting. Make your commitment. Don't just passively consume this. Engage. Let me tell you what changed for me when all of this finally clicked. It wasn't dramatic. It was subtle, gradual, but profound. I noticed I was sleeping better. I noticed conversations felt lighter. I noticed people started treating me differently, with more respect. That's what mastery looks like. Not perfection, just more peace. Theory's great, but how does this actually play out? Scenario: the difficult boss, old you, takes every criticism personally, goes home stressed. New you hears the criticism through the observer lens. They're stressed. This isn't about me. Responds professionally, goes home in peace. Same external situation, completely different experience. When you change, everything around you changes. Your calmness invites calmness. Your boundaries teach respect. You become a stabilizing force in chaos. Have you noticed relationships shifting as you've done this work? Share your experience in the comments. Some days are still hard. Some days you react instead of respond, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consciousness. Not everyone will like this new version of you. Some people were comfortable with the old dynamic. When you change that, they might resist. Let them. The people who truly love you, they'll adapt. The people who don't, they'll fall away. And that's called upgrade, not loss. You know what controls people more than anything else? Stories. The stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you deserve, what's possible for you. Drop a comment. What's one story you've believed about yourself for as long as you can remember? Let me share one of mine. For years, I carried this story. I'm not smart enough. That story ran in the background of my life like software, until one day, someone challenged me, "Where's your evidence for that?" And I realized I didn't have any, just a feeling, a belief, a story. That was the beginning of freedom. Here's how you test whether something is a story or reality. Ask, is this objectively always true, or is this my interpretation? Story, I always mess things up. Reality test, always, every single time. Can you name one thing you didn't mess up? So it's a story, not reality. When you test your stories against reality, they start to crumble. What story are you going to reality test this week? Drop it in the comments. You've identified your stories. You've tested them. Now what? You rewrite them. Here's the process. 1. Name the old story. 2. Find the evidence against it. 3. Write a truer story. 4. Act from the new story. 5. Collect evidence for the new story. Over time, the new story becomes your reality. Old story, I'm not smart enough. New story, I'm capable of learning whatever I need to learn. Old story, I always mess things up. New story, I learn from every experience and improve continuously. Old story, I can't control my emotions. New story, I'm developing emotional mastery one moment at a time. Notice, these aren't toxic positivity. They're empowering reframes, grounded in possibility. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. What identity are you voting for with your daily actions? Comment below. But here's the deepest truth I can share with you. You are not any story at all. Stories are just mental constructs, tools. You are the awareness behind all stories, the observer, the consciousness itself. The goal isn't to find the right story, it's to hold all stories lightly. That's ultimate freedom. So, here we are. If you're still here, that tells me something about you. It tells me you're serious, you're committed, you're done living reactively. Let me tell you who you're becoming. Someone who doesn't flinch when life tests them, stays grounded when others panic, chooses peace over pride, sets boundaries without guilt, responds instead of reacts. That person, that's your future self. And they're not that far away. Everything I've shared with you is useless until you apply it. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. So the real question is, what are you going to do with this? Say, I'm done being controlled by my reactions. I'm done giving my power away. Starting today, I choose differently. Say it in the comments. Make it real. Here's your roadmap for the next 30 days. Days 1 to 7. Build the foundation. Morning stillness. 3-breath reset. Evening reflection. Days 8 to 14. Add boundaries. Set one small boundary. Days 15 to 21. Master letting go. Do the ritual. Days 22 to 28. Deepen the observer. Extended meditation. Days 29 to 30. Rewrite your stories. After 30 days, review and refine. Then keep going. Comment committed if you're in. This comment section, this is your community. Check in here weekly. Share your wins. Share your struggles. We're in this together. Let me make you a promise. If you do this work, if you really commit to it for the next 90 days, your life will be unrecognizable. Your relationships will improve. Your peace will deepen. Your confidence will grow. This is what happens when you master yourself. 6 months from now, looking back at today, what do you want to be able to say? That was the day everything shifted. That was the day I decided I was done giving my power away. The choice is yours. Thank you. Thank you for being here, for doing this work. The world needs more people like you. You're not just changing your life, you're changing the world around you. Every interaction you have with more presence, more patience, more peace, that ripples outward. Never underestimate that. Now, everything we've covered today is foundational, but there's something we haven't talked about yet. How to handle your inner critic. You know that voice, the one that tells you you're not good enough? That voice destroys more dreams, more peace, more potential than any external enemy ever could. And in the next video, we're gonna silence it. I'm gonna show you where that voice comes from, why it's so convincing, how to separate from it, and how to turn your harshest critic into your greatest ally. Because you can master your external reactions, but if your internal dialogue is toxic, you'll never truly be at peace. This next video, it's gonna complete what we started today. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. This is the deep work, and we're just getting started. You now have the tools, the practices, the understanding. You're stronger than your reactions. You're bigger than your triggers. You're deeper than your stories. In the life you're meant to live, the peaceful, powerful, purposeful life, it's waiting for you. All you have to do is choose it every day, one moment at a time. And remember, no one can take your peace unless you hand it to them. Don't hand it over. Not anymore. Stay grounded, stay present, stay you. Before you go, do 3 things. 1, comment below. Tell me one practice you're committing to. 2, share this video. There's someone in your life who needs to hear this. 3, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if this resonated with you, if something shifted, hit that like button. Your next video is ready. Stay silent and everything will come naturally. Click the end screen. Keep going. Keep growing. The journey continues.